Hello, and welcome to this episode of the official Minecraft and Nintendo Switch 2 podcast featuring three grown men with lives and families and like hobbies and jobs, exclusively talking for the next hour about genuine children's topics for actual small babies. And that's because, gentlemen, boys, Jackson, Kaya, my two friends, I've written 3 topics down for this episode. 3 of them. And I have a feeling they're ones you're going to want to talk about too. Isn't that right?
I can. All right, let me guess what the 3 are.
Go ahead.
Minecraft movie.
Correct.
Nintendo Switch.
2. You forgot the 2, but that's correct.
Oh yeah, Nintendo Switch 2, sorry.
Yes.
And then the third topic is Kaya gay?
Question mark? Yeah, we'll find that out at the end of the episode. No, the third topic,
I can't wait.
Sticking with the theme for children, is the new Lilo and Stitch movie by Disney.
Oh, wow, we are really hitting all the children's consumer slop topics
We
this
can
week.
drive and drink alcohol, and these are the 3 biggest things I found on our radar for today.
Yippee!
So Jackson, stand up, spin the wheel, the big Price is Right wheel that I have here. That you spin it, it goes do 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 do. Pick one of those 3 to kick us off here.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to go, well, we need to keep the attention of the YouTube audience immediately within the first 10 minutes. Just a bit of YouTube strategy right there. So I'm going to go Nintendo Switch 2. I think that's going to be the heaviest hitter.
So did you guys watch that direct? Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So
loved it.
So I watched it, and I did something I don't normally do, but I took notes. I took notes because I wanted to take note of, like, my initial reaction and then the fallout reaction. The, like, okay, it's been a week. What are people actually saying? Because,
Isn't that stressful, though, sitting there with a little notebook in hand and trying to scribble down?
I just had my phone. I was just jotting shit as I watched it.
I always struggled with that in class, though, like keeping the information coming in and then writing it down. Like, I couldn't be one of those court writers, the people who write freehand. Yeah, those people.
Yeah, they actually have weird keyboards with, like, only 10 keys on them, and they're really, really weird, and they're designed to type as fast as humanly fucking possible. So,
fuck, they're machines. Nothing's more attractive than to me than a person who can type really fast.
I have jury duty, and I'm just eyeing the stenographer up and down the entire time. Yeah. Look at those hands.
Can't focus on the case, just want to bang the stenographer.
Throw words at her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just, like, on the court record, I say, like, the stenographer's so hot, I want to bang her. Put this on the record. Yes, judge, I'm going to fuck her. So I wrote down notes while watching the direct live or like close to live. And then, you compare it to a few days later when the hype dies down and people actually start talking about what's going on. So
yeah, because immediately it's always just like Nintendo fans coming in their pants.
Day 1 is look at this game, look at this cool thing, look at this and that. And then day 3 or 4 is wait, this kind of sucks. This looks like shit. What the fuck is this?
So, yeah, once the Doomers get a hold of it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read in order here, and I want us to kind of talk about initial versus what's going on now. So the first thing I wrote down is Mario Kart World looks great, but the old Donkey Kong design sucks ass, and I'm gonna change my opinion on this immediately. It grew on me so hard when they showed the new game that they're doing, the Mario Odyssey, but Donkey Kong. I 180'd. I love the change. I think it looks so much better.
So the new Donkey Kong game is using the new design, whereas the Mario Kart is using the old design?
So Mario Kart initially was previewed with the new Donkey Kong, which is based off old Donkey Kong. It's a little confusing. It's a little next level meta shit. But it's
do people care that much about Donkey Kong? Like the last good Donkey Kong game I remember was what, like,
well, now,
Country?
yeah, hold on. They do for sure, and that's because people lost their goddamn minds when that new Donkey Kong game was revealed. People were doing the like crying down their cheeks, screaming, jumping up and down, soy boying shit in reactions to it.
I didn't see that much. I saw people disappointed that there wasn't like a new like a Mario Odyssey or like a new Zelda game. People were like,
but no, fuck those people, man. The new Donkey Kong game is just Mario Odyssey 2 starring Donkey Kong. It's the same game. That's awesome.
Look, I'm excited for it. I'm 100% excited for it. I think the mechanic of like tearing into like voxel-based environments looks really fucking cool.
Kaya, when they revealed that game, I put my finger up in the air like an anime protagonist, and I was like, this one's for you, Kaya, because we both talked about how we want Mario Odyssey 2. And I think that...
But I want Mario Odyssey too.
Oh, fuck off.
I'm Team Plumber. You monkey people can fuck off.
First of all, you can't say that on YouTube. That's not good. But But look, I think the game looks like Mario Odyssey 2, except starring Donkey Kong with Donkey Kong monkey beat 'em up mechanics, and I love that.
Yeah, but who wants Donkey Kong?
That.
Just make it Mario.
Yeah, no one.
I wanted Donkey Kong. Fuck off out of here. You're both wrong.
All right, so you would choose Donkey Kong in that place instead of Mario? I want to hear the wahoo.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will
Where's
miss
my bing bing wahoo?
I'll miss my bings, I'll miss my wahoos, I'll miss my let's it goes. I won't lie. I do really like the Donkey Kong games, though. Donkey Kong Country, incredible goddamn series. Countries is fucking incredible. I think the Donkey Kong cast and world and music, especially the music, are just top tier. And so I'm really excited to see. I'm excited. I think if they were going to change it up, do something different, this is a really good idea. I think it has a ton of potential.
They have infinite money. They could have done both Super Mario, I don't know why I keep saying Super, Mario Odyssey 2, as well as Donkey Kong Country 2, and then I would have been happy.
Well, there's already Donkey Kong Country 2. It was made in 1996. I mean, they wouldn't do that.
They have infinite
What's the
money
last one?
now.
Tropical Freeze?
Tropical Freeze is the newest one, yeah.
Okay, do Tropical Freeze 2 then.
That would have been good
Country,
too, yeah.
Tropical Freeze 2.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane, Donkey Kong. This is Mario's lane.
Stay in your fucking lane, Donkey Kong, you bitch.
Yeah, this is the Mario console.
It is.
Yeah.
I hate that I don't completely disagree. I do want a new Mario platformer adventure. I mean, Mario Wonder was also incredible. I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think I'm super excited for the Donkey Kong game. I think it's a good idea. It's a really good idea.
Looks great.
So I also wrote down here, and I want your guys' opinions on this. They called the console the Switch 2 because they learned from the Wii U. Now, the Wii U, big gaming disaster, big shitty console, sold like shit, confused people going, is it a better Wii? Is it an upgraded Wii? Do you think Nintendo called this thing the Switch 2 to avoid that confusion? Be like, yes, it's the sequel. It's the new one. It's not an upgrade. It's the new console.
Of course, what other reason would they do that? They would have had to lock the guy in the closet. Whoever makes the crazy decisions at Nintendo, they would have had to chain him down before he called it like the Swatch Ultra or something. Like they were keeping him.
They could have called it something
Swatch.
rad, though, like the Switch X or the Switch Extreme or something,
The Switcheroo.
The Switcheroo! The Switcheroo is such a good name! Fuck!
You buy it and a cardboard shows up.
We swindled you.
No.
There's no console. It's just a Nintendo box.
If they sold you a literal just like a PlayStation, they still would have called it a Switch. Isn't that thing the most profitable console now?
The Switch?
Yeah, of course.
It might have recently become the best-selling console ever, or is very,
if not, it would be
close.
The Nintendo DS or something like that.
Yeah, DS was second. PlayStation 2 was third. Or PlayStation. Yeah. No, sorry. PlayStation 2 was first. DS was second. Switch was third.
They've had an awful history of naming conventions. Like there was the new Nintendo DS or whatever the fuck it was. The 3DS.
DSi was another one.
DSi. It's all just a confusing nightmare.
2DS.
So I'm happy with Switch 2. We don't need to reinvent the wheel anymore.
And that's interesting to me because Sony is the one that typically goes, okay, it's the PlayStation 2, it's the PlayStation 3, it's the PlayStation 4. Nintendo, they typically totally change branding per console. Like, oh, Nintendo 64, okay, now it's the GameCube. Now it's the Switch, sometimes it's just, here's the Nintendo Entertainment System, here's the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. But, just to slap a 2 at the end, it's unusual for Nintendo.
You think it's boring? You think it's boring?
I think for Nintendo, it's a little boring because they don't typically do just, here's number 2. They typically put a little title or something. Even Wii U is something, I guess,
Yeah. Well, that's
Switch
fair.
Advanced.
Yeah, Switch Advance. Call it the Switch Advance. The Switch Omega. The Switch Cannon. I don't know. Something fun,
Switch Cannon.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think it's definitely a business strategy or a decision that they've made. I get your argument, but I don't know. It's just not, not important to me. I don't care about the naming convention.
Sure. I have written here, Welcome Tour is fucking stupid. And that's all I wrote. How the fuck is Nintendo charging $15 for an instruction manual?
Did they come out with the $15
demo?
It's not even a demo. It's just here's how your console works. and it costs $15 fucking dollars.
So I looked at that, and even in terms of like a freeware game that would have come with like a console or something, I would not have played that. It looked boring.
Yeah,
and,
it looked
like,
terrible.
It looked very simple. And
Just
then
like
it came
Astro
up.
Boy.
No, Astro Bot is way better. What?
I don't know. Looks like the same to me.
No, not even remotely. You sick fuck.
I just wanted to
Not
see if you
even
took the bait.
remotely.
The fucking silence.
Jackson's heart dropped out of him, like his pit of his stomach fell out when he heard you say that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even pay. I wouldn't play it at all, even if it was free.
I can't believe they're charging for it. I can't believe it costs money. It is something that should just be baked into the console. You can download it if you want and do a little tour of how it works, but don't ever pay money for that, please. Please, for the love of God.
People are absolutely going to pay money for it. It's Nintendo. They get the benefit of the
are.
doubt when it comes to buying their dumb fucking stuff that they pay. They charge an arm and a leg for. Like, there's no way that should be more than. Well, it should be free. There's no price that I'd be willing to pay for a glorified instruction manual.
Fully agree. And the worst part is that kind of thing, everyone's just going to watch a YouTube video of it. Someone's going to buy it, record it, and then everyone's just going to watch it and not pay for it. Because why would you pay for it yourself? There's no difference.
I think you'd be fucking stupid to watch a video of it in general.
Hang on.
Why would you go on?
It's a little cute to see a little thing of here's how the console works. I think that's entertaining. Like, it's interesting, but I would not pay money for it. You know, make it a real museum in real life, Nintendo. Then we'll talk. Then I'll be interested. But it's
if
just
people
dumb.
watch a video on that, I don't know. Surely there's something better to spend your time on.
I'm sorry you hate learning, Jackson, okay?
Learning about this $500 device I just purchased. So I'll pay another $20.
Why not? What's wrong with that?
How else are you going to learn about mouse mode?
Yeah. And I'm glad Kaya brought that up, because that is my next note. I got two more notes. This is the second to last note. The mouse function is fucking incredible, and people are not talking about it enough. I think it's genius to make the controller that works as a mouse, because now any mouse-bound game, like most shooters or fucking League of Legends, for example, which, yeah, if you want to play that, whatever, you can put it on the Switch now. You've opened a huge door for old games that aren't controller compatible to just be put on the Switch
as well.
I guess, but can't you just? I guess it would depend on the game.
I think it's a good move. I think more ways to utilize the hardware is obviously a good thing. I'm just struggling to see what I would be able to do with a mouse without the addition of a keyboard, I guess.
Well, so you hold the other Joy-Con, and that's got like 6 or 7 buttons on it. So for a lot of, well, no, think about it. So let's say the game is League of Legends. League of Legends uses like not that many buttons on the keyboard as a whole, or I guess ways you could find to map them to a controller. I'm mostly looking at it for first-person shooters. They showed demos of Metroid Prime 4 where they're aiming with the mouse mode. I think that's great. I think that's a much better experience than trying to use a controller to aim properly, you know?
Absolutely. If Switch 2 is going to be your only console, then sure. But not like I'm only thinking about using Switch 2 mostly in like portable mode if I'm ever out or anything like that. If there's like a game that's both on Switch 2 and PC, then I'm just going to use my PC.
You would be the biggest of chads if you rolled up to your local coffee shop, plopped your Switch on the table, got out your little mouse mode controllers, and started playing that fucking wheelchair basketball game in public. Everyone would clap and applaud and stand up and say you were the strongest man to ever live.
That basketball game was almost more offensive to me than the than the demo or the instruction manual game. Like it was bad.
Do you hate Paralympics, Jackson? Why?
No, I love that. It's just it looked like the most shovelware shit I think I've ever seen. Like it looked like it was used for Nintendo. It looked like it was using like Unity assets, like off the Unity store. It looked bad.
There weren't even backgrounds. I think it was all like a pitch black arena where everyone's.
It was so boring. Was that by Nintendo or by a third party?
I don't fucking know. What the fuck was it even called? I'm just gonna Google Paralympic basketball. Switch 2.
Drag and Drive.
Drag and Drive. Yeah, this. Oh boy. If you like generic warehouses, like Tony Hawk levels, but with basketball hoops in them. Oh my God. Oh my God.
if you like having legs, this game's not for you.
Yeah. I guess shout outs to them for doing something nice to encourage kids in wheelchairs. That's the best I can say about that game, because otherwise it looks like absolute dog shit.
Well, it looks like they put zero effort into it, so I feel like that would be more offensive towards kids in wheelchairs. Like, why wouldn't you put effort into this?
Little Timmy with his legs all mangled starts playing the game and goes, "This fucking sucks.
Yeah, this is worse than being paralyzed.
My legs hurt again. I've gained feeling just to feel pain."
I don't know. It just looks very low effort, and that's my main issue.
Definitely does. Kaya's back. His internet's been wonky all day.
Yeah, it's ass right now, but probably not as crippled as this game that I know you're talking about.
Donkey Kong.
That
again?
looked awful.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza? Is it Bonanza?
Bonanzas?
Bonanza.
Yeah, banana is in the name.
Bonanza. That's Jackson's word for it. Bonanza. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks...
yeah.
Kaya, what do you think?
Which one?
Of mouse mode on the
Donkey
controllers.
Kong in a wheelchair.
And Donkey Kong in a wheelchair.
The wheelchair cripple basketball game looked like an Unity asset store.
That's what I said.
That's
exactly what I said.
Yeah. Like the animations, the graphics, everything just seems so fucking low effort that...
Yeah.
I don't know if Nintendo had anything to do with it.
Well, that's what I asked.
Develop this?
Yeah, I was like, is this a main Nintendo game? Because it's so low quality that it's hard to believe. Like, not even low quality, just like low creative effort. Like, there's no kind of... Even ARMS. Remember ARMS? There was some color and life to that game. This is like in a boring...
I'm shocked that ARMS didn't catch on as like a game that people liked, because it actually looked like Nintendo and felt like a fun idea. But this just looks pathetic.
Like, Nintendo itself has such a an obvious identity to it. Like, you always know when you're looking at a Nintendo game that this is from Nintendo, and there's a level of quality that you should expect from it. Whereas this looks like I could find it on Steam for like $5.
It looked lifeless.
Well, this likes a demo. Like, if you download a game engine like Unity or Godot engine, this will come as a demo file, like a level. Like, hey, here's how you use mouse controls. Here's a demo level to learn, like a tutorial game or something.
What I want to know is, will the paralyzed wheelchair guy be in Mario Kart as well?
Oh man, he's in Smash Brothers. Around. He's doing spikes off the edge in his wheelchair. You have to roll him around the stage.
That would be impressive. Like, how would you wheel with your arms that hard to like keep up with carts?
He's constantly wheeling around the track.
I was thinking more like they'd strap rockets to like the back of the wheelchair, but yeah, I guess he could actually just wheel himself around.
Oh man, but I think terrible tech demo, terrible looking game, but I think the potential is there. The controllers as a mouse, there's going to be really good applications. First-person shooter games, old school, like Civilization is a great example. You know, Civilization could come to the Switch. Yeah. That's a really great game to play with the mouse. It's all just clicking on the screen. Puzzle games are going to be a lot better with a mouse. I think there's a lot of potential.
So many problems.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the whole problem, there's like a whole realm of games that are just beyond a console.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or at least you always have to have weird, janky
Versa
workarounds. Like even the Steam Deck, I really like the Steam Deck, but you know how they have those haptic pads that you can kind of sort of use as a mouse? It's still kind of tough because it's a tiny screen and all you have is like very small thumb movements.
I had this exact problem yesterday. There is a roguelike game called Brutal Orchestra, and it's on Steam only. It's very, very good. Very, very fucking good, infinite runner game. And it is only mouse controls. You don't ever use the keyboard. It's purely mouse. You drag and drop things on the screen. You like fill stuff in. You click what you want to do. And I went, okay, I'll try it on the Steam Deck. And it's just not good. Because you either have to use the touchpads as a mouse, but they're not precise, and you accidentally bump them and your mouse flies across the screen. You have to click and hold. You have to hold a trigger to hold down like a click on a mouse, and it's awkward. Or you can use the touch screen, but the resolution, because you're clicking on small stuff and you have to be precise, it's just not good. It feels just not good. So if it gets ported to the Switch 2, it would be perfect, because you just pull the controller off, use it as a mouse. Game works perfectly. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a really good idea.
I really don't know why they didn't. They used like 5 seconds of a Metroid Prime 4 shot of someone using it as a mouse to aim, and then they switched to a fucking cripple game for like 2 minutes. It's like, you have the perfect showcase game for this. Like, just show someone playing Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
A shooter. with the new mouse.
Yeah.
Why are we
Metroid
watching
Prime
this
4.
fucking janky shit?
Metroid Prime 4 with fucking mouse controls. I think that was a big thing modders added to ROM hacks of it. It just showed that you're doing it yourself, Nintendo. There you go. 1 million copies sold.
It is the most Nintendo way of doing things, though. Like, create this cool kind of use of the hardware, and then instead of showing how most people are going to want to use that in like first-person shooters and stuff, instead make an entire game where you've got to like fucking throw the mouse around on the desk very annoyingly. Like, oh, who's gonna want to use the mouse that way? First of all, like back and forth like that, like you are using a wheelchair. Sounds so fucking
Nintendo.
tedious.
Nintendo famously is always the worst users of their own technology. Do you remember 1-2 Switch? You remember that? That was the launch title for the original Switch, and it was like, hey, look, the Switch, you can pull the Joy-Cons out, and they have rumble, and you can IR camera
Deja
them,
vu, by the way.
that.
People thought that game was going to be like a free game for the Switch originally because it was like a tech demo kind of thing. But no, that was also paid for.
It was a paid tech demo, and no one remembers or cares about that piece of shit game. And then later on, actually good, fun Switch games came out using the Joy-Cons. It's like Nintendo makes the hardware, but other people are the ones who really have to use it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, and then the last thing I had written here, the last thing is some of these indie developers really need to hire PR people for when they have a presentation, because they at the end, they had that wrap up where it was like, here are Nintendo partners who are going to be making games for the Switch 2. And some of them would come on and be like, hey, it's the guy from fucking CD Projekt Red. Here's Cyberpunk. You can play it. You're welcome. But some of those games, man, like the guy from Enter the Gungeon, he'd go up and he'd go, my game, Enter the Gungeon, is really good. And you can play it on the Switch 2.
I disagree. I think what they really need is a good lawyer for some lawsuits, because I don't know how hard I laughed when. So I looked at the streaming numbers as this was happening, because it's like a big event. Okay, the big Switch 2 reveal, like 1 million, 1.5 million people watching live. And then they get to the indie darlings, right? And all these indie developers, they're like, okay, you guys, here's what I've been working on for the last 5 years. Welcome to our game, blah, blah, blah. And the stream freezes. It's the guy's voice, but you don't see anything. It's so heartbreaking. I was imagining the guy like sitting around the TV, and like he invited his mom and dad, and finally they get to be proud of all of his friends, and they're celebrating, and Nintendo shits the bed. I would ask for a full fucking refund for my ad spots, and then they tried to fix it live. They were trying to fix it live, and the indie developers were still talking. And there was random footage of Civilization. Like, the footage was about 6 to 7 minutes behind the audio. Had nothing to do with any of the games presented.
Oh, no.
That was such a horrible... Did you not see that, Andrew?
So, no, I watched it VOD. Like, I watched it later the day that it premiered. So I watched the recording.
Okay.
They did fix it. It aired all fine. You did not miss anything, because most of the time it was just, look at our game and it's coming to the Switch and whatever. But some of these people, man, they would just stand there and just like reading a script with the least amount of emotion or energy or anything. It would just be, our game is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. You can buy it on launch. And I'm not exaggerating. They were so bored to be there, but it's like, dude, sell your product. Come on. You can do better than that.
Yeah. Hire some cheerleaders.
Hire a spokesperson for 10 minutes. It's a 2-minute promo. That's it. Hire someone for a day. $50. That's it. Come on.
Andrew will do it for free.
I probably honestly would have.
Yeah,
if a big indie
message.
dev said, help me sell your game, yeah, call me. We'll figure something out. Fuck yeah.
I mentally zone out during most Nintendo Switch presentations, because, there's like 1 or 2 good games that are announced, but there's about 45 minutes where it's just endless like farming sims or JRPGs, like very old not remakes, like remasters of like JRPGs from like the 80s and
they're
stuff.
always so embarrassing too. Like Bravely Default had a narrator who sounded like he was from a Disney kids film. Experience the legend that you've never seen before, and it was fucking Bravely Default. It was embarrassing.
I feel like I'm watching the same game over and over and over again.
It's JRPG, man, and they love it. People eat that shit up.
Yeah.
Then again, I guess people say the same thing about Elden Ring, which is, as a seasoned Souls gamer, I've heard the slur roll slop being thrown around, which I'm in contact with the authorities to sue people over this slur. Did you guys like the FromSoft presentation at the end?
I couldn't believe it. I really thought I really thought that it was going to be Bloodborne 2 only on Nintendo Switch. I was going to fucking lose my
face.
shit.
Yeah, I was watching it and my emotions went up and down like a roller coaster because I was like, "Is that Bloodborne? No, it's not Bloodborne. Okay, but that's Bloodborne. Oh, it's not Bloodborne. But okay, but that's like, whoa, but this isn't FromSoft. It's maybe like Liza P or some other spin. Oh wait, it is FromSoft. This is Bloodborne. Like, what the fuck? And then the title drops. It's not Bloodborne. What the fuck am I watching?
And it's also like a PvP VE
it's the
game.
Same game, but then it's like the new Elden Ring. That's not even a regular Souls game. It's like, what is this?
Like, what is going on?
Well, it's like we're gonna change the title just enough so we don't get sued by Sony. But man, Nintendo
what the fuck is happening?
So much fucking money to get the rights to it.
What happened between Sony? What happened between Sony and FromSoft, where apparently Bloodborne 2 is locked away in the deepest pits of hell, and FromSoft has to go to Nintendo to finally make a sequel.
One that made me laugh really hard is someone re-edited the Austin Powers Godzilla scene. Where a guy's like, oh, look, it's Bloodborne. And another guy runs up. It's actually legally distinct from it due to international copyright laws. It's like, yeah, pretty much. That's what they did.
No, even me as a non-FromSoft fan knew immediately, like, isn't this Bloodborne? This is going to be Bloodborne.
It is. It's just Bloodborne too. It really is. Or at least
so well.
Like
I do wonder how much they're going to get paid for that exclusivity. It's got to be enormous.
Oh, but a shit ton.
Yeah.
A shit ton. To have FromSoft's new game exclusive.
Oh, yeah. And the question...
Infinity money.
The question really hardline is going to be, is it timed exclusive or true exclusive? Yes. That's a big difference.
My next question is, who the fuck wants to play a FromSoft game on a handheld?
Hey, now I would definitely want to. Come on, I'd do it. Yeah, why not? If you just plug it into the TV, Jackson, it doesn't have to be handheld.
You have no other choice.
Yeah,
put it on PC. Come on, FromSoft.
Okay, if Nintendo came to you and paid $10 trillion, we're not going to kill you for the next 5 years.
But I'm a consumer. I'm allowed to argue about, hey, I want it on this platform where I can play the game at 4K 144 frames.
Yeah, you won't get by that logic.
720p.
They also put Elden Ring on the Switch too. They were announcing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was looking at it like, why would I? I already have a deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, there's the difference of, okay, I want it on my PC for performance and then just play it on the Steam Deck. But I don't know. I just like that the Switch keeps everything there. Like, you plug it in the TV, you play it, and then you put it to sleep, take it on an airplane, and just pick up right where you left off. You don't have to, close it on the computer and then make sure your cloud save uploads and then relaunch it on the Steam Deck. It's a lot more convenient for someone like me, so I get it.
There's just... the ease of the Nintendo walled garden is nice. But at the same time, like, as a consumer, there are several or certain games that I just do not want to play on handheld with limited performance and limited resolution and things like that. And definitely the next big FromSoft is one of those.
All right. Like, well, hang on. Let me pitch you a hypothetical for this scenario, because Nintendo does this every now and then. They do this every now and then. Let's imagine it's a timed exclusive, but the Switch 2 version has Nintendo accessories. So you can run around the FromSoft Bloodborne world, jumping and collecting coins and going bing, bing, wahoo, but only in the Switch 2 version. Then would you buy it?
Wait, what's your hypothetical again? you said bing, bing, wahoo, and I immediately, my mind went blank.
Okay.
You overloaded my senses. The Switch 2 version
is a timed exclusive, let's say. It is coming to PC. But the Switch 2 version has exclusive Nintendo add-ons. Like, you can get the Mario cap and jump around collecting coins and going bing, bing, wahoo in the Dark Souls world. Then would you buy their version?
Absolutely not.
You fucking asshole. Fuck you. Loser.
You don't
care that much about any video game characters where I would shell out additional money.
That's not true. If the fucking main character of Assassin's Creed was in it as DLC, you'd buy it day one premium edition. Come on.
That's absolutely not true. Like, even when there's like a Fortnite Master Chief like skin or whatever, I could not care less.
Okay. All right.
Well, I thought you felt the same way, but apparently when it comes to Mario or Nintendo, you immediately turn into a consumer.
I do not buy skins and cosmetics. I will buy gameplay editions. So if they say there's a whole special like weapon set or a level that's based around Mario,
the case in Fortnite.
Then yeah, I'd buy it.
In Fortnite, if you bought the Halo thing, even if you didn't buy the Halo thing or whatever, you could get an energy sword in the game.
You could get it without buying the skin, though. It didn't change the game.
True.
So who cares? It's like, okay, it's the difference between an expansion pack and a cosmetic. I never buy cosmetics. I don't care. And expansion packs I buy all the time because I want more of the game. I like the game. There's a difference. Mm-hmm. They're different things. You know,
but so you're saying the expansion pack where you get to play as Mario and Elden Ring. That's what you would.
Imagine Bloodborne 2 or whatever.
If it was exclusively on Nintendo Switch, if it was exclusively on Nintendo Switch, then you would buy that version.
Yes, you're running through Evil Victoria, fucking Eldritch Horrorland, and on the Nintendo Switch 2 version only, you look to your left and there's a green pipe in the wall, and your guy walks through it and you hear donk donk donk, and you're in Mario World for a bonus level, and Nintendo goes, "This is available only on the Nintendo Switch 2 platform." I would absolutely buy that game on that version.
So now you prioritize the Nintendo Switch 2 version over a theoretical PC version.
If it gets that exclusive content and that content is worth it, then 100% I would. I will always take more experience over graphics and performance every time.
Okay, oh really? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you can make a good, fun game, I will value it over performance every time.
Graphics 100%. But with like a game like Elden Ring, performance matters a lot to me because then I get frustrated.
Even then, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. But Elden Ring is a great example because when Elden Ring launched, it ran like dog shit. Even on my fucking max specs incredible computer, it ran like shit. I still had fun. I still played it that way. Yeah. It didn't feel like it was so bad.
Okay, but my point there in that situation would be, and let's assume that Nintendo brought out their own, their own version of the game. So you had the choice between the Switch version and the PC version.
The Bing Bing Wahoo edition. Right.
Yeah, the Bing Bing Wahoo edition, but it ran at like 30 frames. And still had the same performance issues, I guess.
If that Nintendo exclusive stuff was really worth it, like they gave me a whole level or something, then I'd accept it. And then maybe if I love the game, play it again on PC and compare it.
Yeah, you know? I'm just, no IP would be, or crossover event like that would be, if it was like an entire, like they paywalled a second half of the game or whatever to the Switch version, and that was clearly the intended way to play the game.
Knowing Nintendo, they would absolutely do that as well.
I would have to play that version, but I'd be very upset that they were even putting me in that situation in the first place, where I have to play a 30-frame version to play the second half of the game.
But what if they have an event? So they have two events. The first event is called "We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors."
Nice.
Yeah, it's 33 minutes in.
Did you know that incognito mode in your browser is more of a marketing gimmick? It's not actually private or hidden at all. For example, Google one time had to settle in court because it turned out that they were pretty openly spying on their users' private browsing habits, which means Google was watching you while you were watching porn. So, do you like that idea? Because I don't. I don't really want Google in my business. I don't want Meta in my business or any of the companies that run the internet, least of all my ISP, which records all of your internet history. What you can do is get ExpressVPN, which will give you an encrypted connection to one of their servers through which you will browse the rest of the internet. They don't keep logs. All your ISP can see is that you're connected to an ExpressVPN server. Nothing else. They don't know what the connection is, what websites you're actually browsing, which is 2 thumbs up for you and your karma and whatever it is that you're doing on the internet, because you're not going to get harassing emails or letters from your ISP saying, hey, we noticed that you've been, I don't know, pirating movies allegedly, so you have to pay a fine, and also we're terminating your connection, yada yada. Don't have to worry about any of that stuff. ExpressVPN gives you a 100% encrypted connection to the internet and will hide your IP. You'll just be using one of their IPs. Easy to use, easy to download. You download the freaking app, you log in, press the button, connected, donezo. Works on your phone, laptop, computer, TV. Works on your router, so even if it's your smartwatch, it's going to be connected to through the VPN. I always use a VPN, never without. I never ever browse without a VPN. I'm never going to make that goddamn mistake again. Use ExpressVPN, watch any movie you want, watch any delicate content you might want to watch in private window mode. And you can get this deal for our viewers today at expressvpn.com/official for an extra 4 months free on the house on a yearly plan. Go to expressvpn.com/official. Again, that's expressvpn.com/official. Get a VPN, seriously. You have no excuses.
Okay, the second event, Jackson, after that ad break, what if the event is Nintendo exclusive and it's called Jackson Clarke Gets His Dick Sucked on the Daily event, and if you sign up for it, you get like hot, steamy blowjobs from a woman of your choice, but it's only Nintendo Switch 2.
From a woman. I thought it was going to be like Miyazaki or something. Okay.
No, Shigeru Miyamoto comes out himself.
Yeah,
Kojima.
Kojima's not even attached to Nintendo.
Kojima has nothing to do with this, but he still comes out and sucks your dick.
Well, he's a real artist. It's his vision.
Wait, we don't have to go on hypotheticals. Jackson, would you pay for the Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade pack for Legend of Zelda to get the extra frames?
Oh, yeah.
No, I've already played it. I don't really care that much to play it at
But
higher frame
it's
rate.
extra frames.
Yeah, do you think that your
No, but I've already played it.
But do you think your enjoyment of the game was really hampered by the performance during it?
No, I liked Zelda.
Well, there you go.
I've never complained about Zelda.
The end.
Yeah, but at the time, let's say that Legend of Zelda released on PC, before I had played it, I would choose the version with a higher frame rate on PC as opposed to the 30 frame limited Nintendo Switch version. That's my point.
No.
Yes. What?
Even though you can take the Switch anywhere?
Yes, 100%.
It's such a cozy, convenient thing to have like a game like
I really
Zelda.
do not go out that much to where that's a selling point to me. Like, yeah, when I do, or if I go on a trip for a hotel or something, then yeah, I'll take my Nintendo Switch or my Steam Deck. But I often find that I don't even play them when I'm out. Like, I'm so focused in being
but I mean, it's not about travel necessarily. Like, it is nice to just take it out of the dock and just get in bed and keep playing. You know?
Yeah, I do that with the Steam Deck.
That's a big one that I do as well. You know, the Steam Deck, it just, I don't know what it is about the Steam Deck. I just never feel incentivized to play it over the Switch. And I think it's because the Switch, with an ergonomic grip and the fact you can just immediately dock it and change it to TV, it fills that convenience factor better. It just feels more, I can immediately start playing compared to the Steam Deck, you know?
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, primarily like the PC is my gaming area, so that's like that's where I'll game. So there's the option to play it at a higher frame rate, higher performance, higher resolution, better quality experience, and I'm obviously going to choose the PC.
I think it depends on the game.
Would you rather play the new FromSoft, not Bloodborne, on the Switch or emulate it on your PC?
Emulate it on the PC.
Oh, wow.
That's illegal.
Not only is it illegal, but it often has graphical errors and performance hitches.
Well, in that case, I'm operating under the assumption that this emulated version is like, good. But if it's not, then I'll choose the subpar quality on the Switch.
Subpar quality. It's the standard quality if that's the game.
Standard quality,
it's a game made for the hardware. Like, okay, original Bloodborne is a great example of this. Original Bloodborne on PS4 ran at 30 frames per second, and every now and then would dip down to like 20, depending on areas. Yeah, these days you can emulate it and make it run at 60 and make it look really good, but it doesn't like mean that the old experience takes away from it. The old game is still incredible and good and still 100% playable at all times. You know, it's not like worse. It's just better. It's different. Some of one, not the other.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a difference of opinion. Like, obviously playing Zelda at 30 frames is still fine on the Nintendo Switch. Like, if you choose to have that experience, like, you're going to have a fun experience. So there's no issue there. But
it's even better than that. Okay. How about this, Jackson? I put a gun to your head. As always, every episode.
And I get to play Bloodborne on the Switch, and that's it. That's the end.
Kojima's sucking my nuts.
Kojima's sucking your nuts. Gun to your head, and I'm playing Switch 2 Bloodborne. Yeah.
But gun to your head, do you trust Nintendo's claim that they now support up to 120 frames per second in docked?
No, not at all.
I do, and I'll tell you why.
No, it's only for like very obscure indie games for sure. Like.
So I do, and I'll tell you why. It's because it's only in 1080p mode. If you do 4K, they don't go beyond 60 frames per second.
Yeah, of course.
I think modern console, modern handheld, yeah, you could do 120 hertz for 1080p. I think that's totally doable. But beyond that, no. No way.
99% of games, I do not see them going over 60 frames per second.
Most
maybe
likely
with,
now. Yeah.
No.
Maybe with like indie games who want to like put in uncapped frame rates for whatever reason, or the games just aren't graphically demanding, then sure. But if we're talking about like the main AAA Nintendo games, not a chance they go over 60.
Because they don't need to. Nintendo knows their audience.
They don't need to. 60 is perfectly fine.
Yeah, 60 is fine for what they're making. They don't care. You don't need a high refresh rate for Mario Wonder. Never feels like it does, you know?
And Mario Wonder might be like an example of a Nintendo game that could possibly be more performant, like higher than 60, because there's just not that much visually demanding about that game.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about like the new Donkey Kong game, obviously I really do not think that there's a chance that goes above 60.
Yeah. No, I agree. And like it's funny that the games that you would want it to go above 60 are almost guaranteed not to, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. You would absolutely love high refresh rate Zelda. That sounds awesome. There's no fucking way either of those is running over 60. No goddamn way. Not going to happen.
I'm completely happy with 60, as well as even like a locked 30. As long as it's a locked 30 where there's not that it's not dipping into the 20s or whatever, I can deal with that. If that's the only option that the game has, I can deal with that. But yeah, I mean, I just do not see a future where the handheld goes over 60.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, time will tell if any of us can even afford it, because the console is reasonably priced at $450. That part's fine, but
for now,
up to $90 video games, gentlemen. Yeah.
Is it 90? I thought there was like a rumor at the start, but it seems like it's more like 80.
From what I've Googled, only certain games, physical edition, are $90. Most of the games otherwise are 70 or 80, depending on physical or digital. But even then, $10 extra for a physical game, like what the fuck, man? What the actual fuck?
I thought that's what people had been asking for forever, like price digital games differently because you're not paying for the physical product at the end of the day. But I think their argument was based on the fact that digital games should be cheaper, not that physical games should be more expensive, which is what Nintendo
exactly
has done.
If digital games, if it came out and the digital games were $50 and the physical were 60, I don't think people would be complaining nearly as much. Not even remotely. But the fact that we're up to fucking $70 and $80 on average, like, oh my god,
I'm fine with video games being like $70. Considering inflation and all that stuff,
sure,
like, whatever. But $80 is like, what the fuck are we doing right here?
And
that's
just
crazy,
a physical tax too. There's no difference other than you get a physical thing for 10 extra bucks. That shit should be like $2 or $3 extra bucks. Like, no way, $10 for that.
It does seem like, I don't know if I haven't done like a massive amount of research into this, but over here, our game stores or whatever are selling pre-orders for the games at about 110 Australian dollars, which is about, I'm going to need to look this up, but I think it's about 70 US dollars. So it seems like for the first time in my history, we might have the cheaper games than America.
I don't like that. I think we need to upsell the fucking Switch in your area. We can't let any bum play the new FromSoft game. We have to gatekeep this.
I just can't believe it. We've always had games that are about like 1.5 times more expensive than like America and everywhere, and now we've got the cheaper situation, which is kind of nice for us. But yeah, that's crazy. $80 is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just boy, we'll see what the US dollar looks like in about 6 months. That'll be an interesting thing.
So the console price itself is $450, right? But I think they've currently paused pre-orders because of the tariff situation. So analysts are predicting it to sit at about $550 US for the new console. Obviously unconfirmed at the time of this, but that's what the analysts are predicting. And $600 for the Mario Kart bundle. What do you think of that?
That's a hard fucking sell, man.
It is really.
That is hard.
Is that?
So the low model Steam Deck, and I was right about this in our predictions before this came out. The low model Steam Deck is the same price as the Nintendo Switch 2. No extenuating factors. And that felt extremely reasonable. You get a newer console, potentially more powerful than the lower model Steam Deck. Same price, all Nintendo bullshit, whatever. Felt good. Felt good to see that. That makes sense. But with all the tariffs and the other stuff, I don't know if I want to pay $600 for that. That's
$550 for the base console. How much is
You're not paying for the console though? You're paying the entry price for Nintendo games.
Very true.
Which are now $80.
No, I know, but that's not my point. My point is like that's like complaining about how much a movie ticket costs because like printing the ticket costs 5 cents. Like that's not the point of the ticket. You know, you're buying entry to their walled garden of games.
Yeah, but movie tickets are also too expensive.
Well, we're also discrediting the incredible gifts that Nintendo is giving us. You also get a paid-for version of Discord that is worse in every conceivable way that you can use on the console.
They're copying Discord. I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of cute that, you know, as long as you don't have to download a stupid fucking app to use it.
For families, it's perfect. For families, it's genuinely perfect. If you have your little kids who you don't want on the internet floating around Discord servers, if you have your parents who are technologically inept, if you have a whole like Nintendo family plan, which is very common, so you have 4, 5, 6 people on it, your fucking cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, you can call them that. That's a new phrase I made up. Your cousins, aunts, uncles. If you have all of that, like a family or a close group of friends or any of that, it makes
if you have that, a happy family.
Sense. Yeah, if you're happy and fulfilled and living a good life. If you have that, it makes perfect sense. It is a subscription fee for convenience. It's all right there. It's all baked into the console. It's all gonna just be there. You don't have to do anything else. You push one button on the controller, you're instantly talking to who the fuck ever. For every other human being on the planet, such as people with a phone or a nearby computer, you don't need this. There are free tools that do the exact same thing better in every way. So,
well, yeah, better, but I mean, again, it's convenience.
Yeah.
Or even if it's not technologically a little, like if I'm in a hotel room and I have my Switch and my friend just wants to play a quick game with me, yeah, I mean, that might be nice that I don't have to flip my laptop open to join Discord or whatever. It would be nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will carry around the camera though.
Back to the price. Come on, Kaya. $550. Like you can make.
I don't know.
You can make the argument that it's a walled garden or whatever, but come on, $550 is pretty.
I'm just glad.
Listen, okay. First of all, if I was Mr. Nintendo, the ancient fucking Japanese spirit that they've been summoning and keeping alive, I would say $1,000. Fuck you. What are you gonna do? Not play the new Donkey Kong? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Suck my dick, you fucking junkie. You're gonna pay whatever the fuck I want for my Nintendo fentanyl, loser. So that doesn't even matter. Again, they're just selling tickets to where else are you gonna play Mario?
Yeah.
Nowhere.
They're the Apple of video games for a reason. There's a reason that Apple at their tech conference unveiled a $1,000 monitor stand.
Yeah.
It's because they can. It's because some people will pay for it. Most won't, but some will, you know?
No, I am not. Obviously, I get why a business is charging as much as they possibly can for the product, but again, as a consumer, like the PS5 is like $400. The Steam Deck is like $400. And now, you know, this is.
Well, I'm just glad at the end of the day.
This is going to price a lot of people out, I think.
I'm just glad at the end of the day, the three of us are rich and have free time. So I don't care. I'm just going to buy it on launch and just, handsome, smart, funny, tall, talented, charismatic. I could go on. But
well, if I was so handsome, why do I need to have hypotheticals for Kojima to suck my cock? Why can't it just happen?
Jackson, I don't want to alarm you, but turn around right now and see who's at your front door.
This is like
look down and you'll see he's been sucking you this whole time.
Check under your desk.
This is a weird version of the Ellen Show.
Well, that's Nintendo. Speaking of movie tickets and movie experiences and paying for the movie experience, how much do you guys know about the Minecraft movie going experience?
It looks
I don't
insane.
know anything about the going experience. I know that theaters are packed, but
I do
have
know
you
that
seen
what they're
leaked
packed with.
Working copy. Have I seen what?
What they're packed with.
I assume humans.
Human is correct, but let's get a little more specific.
Children. Children or man-children?
Man-children, teenagers, children. But here's the thing. The Minecraft movie is not a movie. It is an event. It's a concert. It's a show, if you will, because most theaters, especially like popular theaters, have turned the Minecraft movie into a cultural phenomenon of you go there to yell at the screen. You quote the memes, the things that Jack Black says, you shout shit, It looks like a good old-fashioned fucking hootenanny. Like a good old-fashioned good time.
It really is the only way that movies are successful anymore in this day and age is if you can get your audience there to shout at the screen.
Yeah.
That's like the only way you're going to make a lot of money.
There are videos of theater employees standing outside the theater. They're not even in it. And Jack Black goes, chicken jockey, and you can hear thunderous, roaring applause and screaming for 3 continuous minutes from inside the theater. That's what the Minecraft movie is. No one gives a fuck about the movie. I bet you half the people who saw it can't even tell you what happens in it. It's just there to be screamed at, and I kind of like it. I kind of appreciate that there's a movie doing that. I think it's fun. I get it.
I wish I could have fun.
No,
I'm too old for it. I can't go there and have fun. You can't. Neither of you two can either. We're too old now.
And I was about to say, it's depressing because it really cements how old I am because I do not give a fuck and I will not be going to see it in theaters. But I wish I was young enough that I did, but I really don't.
Yeah, if you were 18 or whatever, like this would genuinely be fun. I would be pulling together a few mates to go see the Minecraft movie so we could all shout at the screen and have fun.
See, back in my day, the classic for this was The Room or Rocky Horror Picture Show or like those really bad, shitty sci-fi horror movies or like science fiction movies that are like terrible on VHS or really bad DVD.
Even recently, like Morbius, the first time, not the second time.
Sure, Morbius was part of it for a bit, kinda, yeah. But it's like I have those movies in my brain that made sense for that. And then the Minecraft movie, I just look at it and I'm like, I'm sorry, it's too new, it's too shiny and golden for me. I can't get into the shouting at it like you guys can. I didn't grow up with Minecraft. I don't feel the phenomenon that you guys do, and I'm envious of it. It looks like fun.
They should make a movie that you can go to shout at, but also like for 30-year-olds. Something for us to go shout at.
That's like every
what would that
movie.
be?
Just drink beforehand and start fights with moms in Frozen 2.
I learned a fun little factoid not that long ago. You know the old silent films of the 1920s, and they're like really goofy comedies, like a man's running away from a train, and there's like jaunty piano going like da 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 da. You know that shit.
No,
apparently for a long while, not talking during movies wasn't really theater etiquette. So people would go to the movies expecting to yell at the screen and just be like, no, don't do that. Oh, you stupid bitch. Well, yeah, and everyone would laugh and have a good time.
They probably thought it was really happening. Like, what kind of concept would you have of movies back then? Oh my God, these pictures are coming to life. It must be real.
That's exactly it. All you had, there was no dialogue. There was no sound you had to care about. It was just piano music and silly shit happening on a screen. So the whole point was everyone would get drunk and they'd just be like, look at him. He's running away from a fat woman who's beating him with a frying pan. That's great. I love this. And like, you grab your buddy and have a good time. And
piano music does tend to set people off.
They get wild for that solo piano, that ragtime thrashing.
Imagine the Minecraft movie, but like set to a piano orchestral piece.
They should have removed all audio from the movie and just put ragtime piano throughout it. People would have gone insane.
Well, Jack Black wouldn't allow that, unfortunately.
No.
I get it, though. I get the appeal.
I've signed up to Kai's opinion from a few years back. I'm so sick of Jack Black now.
He's turning.
He's in everything.
He's definitely turning in pop culture. He's getting oversaturated for sure.
Yeah, once you hit oversaturation, it's just so tiring seeing you do the exact same shtick in every single movie.
The Rock went through it, and The Rock is now kind of mixed on people, used to be beloved, and I think in about a year or two, we're going to see people saying, I just don't like Jack Black. I'm just tired of him. It's going to start. He's right there.
This is why Daniel Day-Lewis is the best actor to ever grace our planet, because he showed up for like 6 movies, put in Oscar-worthy performances in every single one, and then left. Thank you.
You know how often we talk about like, why does Bruce Willis not just fuck off? Why is he still doing movies at like 80 years old? And like a bunch of them do this stuff, like Vin Diesel. Why are you still in front of a camera? You are filthy rich. Go retire. He did. You know, Daniel Day-Lewis did actually. Bunch of good movies. He called it a day.
He called it a Daniel Day.
You should have come back for Minecraft movie though.
Me and my friends were already like putting in bets on how they're gonna ruin the fucking Legend of Zelda movie, apparently a live action that they're making.
Mm-hmm.
And you already know they're gonna cast like Zendaya as Zelda, and there's gonna be Tom Holland as Link, and fucking I'm sure Jack Black will be Ganondorf and still get a fat black lady to
not
be
for
the
Zelda.
Sheikah Slate because it's gonna be talking now.
Man, for Mario, I get it. For Mario, that worked. Like, I liked the Mario movie. I thought it was fine. But for Zelda, what I really want in the pit of my soul, it'll never happen. I want it so bad. I want a darker, more serious Zelda. There's a lot of fucked. I
like
know,
but
there's well, no. Back in the day, man, Zelda got dark. There were dark aspects of it. There was like torture and slavery, and Majora's Mask is about a dude who puts on a mask that he can't take off and uses it to end the world. Fucking Twilight Princess has this like really dour and fucking depressing aesthetic. Like the old Zelda games were creepy, and they had like fucked up abominations for monsters that would like be just ripping their own skin off at you. It was horrible.
You would best we can do for you is the dour and depressing aesthetic, and that's it. You get the Snyder cut of Zelda.
It's going to be them.
Fucking superhero slop.
There's going to be a scene. There's going to be a scene where they're walking through the woods, and it's creepy and dark, and you think, ooh, maybe something scary will happen. But then the talking, stupid, goddamn Zendaya sidekick is going to go, so wait a minute, you're Link? I thought you were Zelda. Why is it called The Legend of Zelda then? If you're Link, who's Zelda anyway? And I'm gonna fucking tear my hair out.
One of
them is
gonna be like, "You made stew from bokoblin parts," and then Jack Black as Ganondorf is gonna be like, "He made stew from bokoblin parts," and they think I'm the bad guy, and he's gonna wiggle his eyebrows and do a Tenacious D song. It's just gonna be fucking insufferable.
There was a time in the 80s. There was a time all throughout the 80s where fantasy movies had a renaissance. It was before Lord of the Rings, but there was a time like Princess Bride and Excalibur and like all these movies were coming out that were like, sure, Mortal Kombat. Why not? Fuck it. But no. It was a time in the 80s when they were doing like practical effects and big sets and like riding giant fucking horses through actual marshlands and swamps and actual choreography battles and like all this shit. Like when wizards shot fireballs, it wasn't CGI. They would just literally blow up a fucking set.
They would have to learn spells. They would have to learn
and it would be real magic. And they would assimilate the crew and fire and brimstone. Yeah. But it was like this really like dark, fucking gritty, really like intense aesthetic of like fucking dudes hitting each other with swords and big fucking monsters and just cool shit based off like classic fantasy novels. And I want Zelda to be that so badly, and it'll never fucking happen.
No,
never will happen.
These aren't fantasy movies. These are cartoons. They're animated cartoons.
I know, and it makes me sad, man. Because Zelda used to be dark.
It's the same thing every single time. Like I'm so sick of the stick of like going from reality to this magical world, like people out of time and space. Like they did it with the Mario movie. They're doing it with the they did it with the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I'm so sick of that shtick or that plot where it's just I've traveled through a portal.
Water.
More realities. What if Zelda opens a portal and it's the minions and they're like,
oh god, Zelda. Fucking Sonic the Hedgehog did that too. The very first thing is they're like, this opens the door to other universes. It's like, oh fuck you. God, but that's my point.
That's my point. That's what I was saying. Like, I want the Zelda movie to just be in, in that world Zelda. Entirely. Yeah. No fish out of water.
I totally agree.
Real Earth people.
I think the only movie in recent memory that did that with like a big long running franchise is Detective Pikachu, where like the movie was fine, but it was all self-contained as far as I remember. It was, this is the darker, realistic Pokemon world. Look, there's Pokemon. The end. Yeah. Now we have a movie. And I thought that was like so much more interesting.
That world was still like, drafted off of our world. Like it was,
and it was amazing. I still remember the moment I fell in love with that movie. He goes to either a hotel or an apartment complex or something, and he goes up to the front desk to ask info, and there's just a Trico sitting on the glass. It's just a gecko on the glass. And it was just there. It just felt real. It wasn't making quirky noises or being silly or doing something to entertain kids. Like, like a minion would put a coffee cup on its head and try to balance it. It was just part of the world. And that was great. And I loved it. And for the rest of the movie, there was shit that was just part of the world. And that, to me, is so much more interesting and engrossing. It's imaginative instead of wacky shit happening every 5 seconds. That's all.
Yeah, but what if that gecko was played by Zendaya instead?
And she went, "Excuse me, are you some sort of detective Pikachu? I can't do that right now." I hate her.
I don't think you know who Zendaya is.
No, isn't she the one in? It is her, right? No, I'm thinking of Aquafina. I'm sorry,
Aquafina.
the one from the Little Mermaid who goes, "The Bubba Swamp, the swamp." That one, right?
I gave you the first Zendaya impression. I was like, okay, maybe he's just being funny. But then you did the exact same voice the second time. I was like, this guy doesn't know who Zendaya is.
Who in the Little Mermaid remake has the song?
It's Aquafina.
It is Aquafina, where she's like, "The swamp butt, the Bubba swamp butt." Like I want to strangle her and watch the life leave her eyes.
That's impression.
But that's what she talks like in the movies. It's horrible, and she's in everything. Aquafina, Zendaya, they're the same thing. I mix them up all the time.
Your impression made you look racist when you were just wrong.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, everyone out there, I'm not racist. I'm just incorrect. They're very different things.
What? Racist people aren't incorrect, Andrew?
No, I'm talking about Aquafina. She's in everything too. Same kind of idea, where her name's just in every goddamn movie. And I hate her. I think she's a horrible actress and makes everything annoying.
I don't know how she's in every single movie. She is so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should get Jason Statham.
Who's Zendaya? I need to look her up now.
Zendaya's from Dune.
Yeah, but what does she do?
She's also
Spider-Man's
everything.
She's Spider-Man's girlfriend.
Zendaya. Do it right now, Jackson.
I actually can't. She's just like, she's so vanilla. She's got no impressionable aspect.
Yeah, she's just there.
Okay, so I made her better, is what you're saying. I improved.
Yeah, I would have watched that version of Dune where she's walking around sassing people.
No, look, the Zelda movie's going to have that scene, man, especially if Aquafina's in it, where she's going to be like, "What do you mean, Legend of Zelda? Aren't you Link?" Like, it's going to happen, and I'm going to fucking slap myself in the face when I see it. God damn it.
Painful.
Yeah, Aquafina can be the Sheikah slate, like I said. Perfect. Match made in heaven.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see. You know, Mario movie was fine.
Minecraft movie, very successful.
Who would have guessed?
So. Well, it was 50-50 for me, honestly. Like, I didn't know.
Oh, wait. Didn't we take a bet on... We took, like a year ago, didn't we all put down a number as a bet for how much money this shit was going to make?
We did.
I lost that note.
On opening week? Yeah, we did. On opening weekend, what our bets were. We did.
Fuck.
Well, we can do the bet now. No, we could just make new answers.
Yep. I'm looking at the number right now. We can't make new answers.
Yeah.
All right, we'll all choose the same answer.
I'm guessing 323 million.
like gross at the end of its life?
No, just right now. Worldwide right now.
World, I think for now that's too big. I would say 200 million.
What do you mean? It's right here on my screen.
Yeah, it's already recorded. What do you mean too big? Andrew cannot believe himself.
Well, no, okay. Let's actually do a contest, because this is silly. What do you think it's going to get after the first year? Like, roughly the end of its generative
You
money
only think
life.
It's silly because you just lost a bet that is currently, like, right in front of our eyes somehow.
Look, I may have also Googled it and saw 162 million domestic, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. That's out of date. You know what's hysterical to me is there was a bet on Polymarket for what's going to be the top grossing movie of all of 2025. And people thought fucking Superman was going to beat Zootopia 2 and Minecraft movie.
Dumb. Actual stupid
fucking
humans.
Dumb.
No.
People actually
Zootopia
bet
2,
money on that garbage.
I will declare this right now from the top of my fucking stand. Zootopia 2 is going to be a smash hit. Probably another close to billion or over billion. But Minecraft is going to be... I'm still sitting where I said when it first was announced. Top 3 grossing of all time. It's going to compete with Endgame and Avatar 2 or 1, whichever one.
I actually, I agree with that. I think it's... Because it's turned into like a public event.
It's a cultural icon. Whether or not the movie's good does not matter. It is a cultural phenomenon. Both before the movie came out from the game and the movie itself.
The potential aspect running that could prohibit it from reaching that kind of height is just obviously the cost of living and stuff at the moment. People might not be as widely down to go see a movie. And
long run, maybe the fact the movie does allegedly suck ass might hurt for people who don't care about Minecraft and just want to watch a movie. That's a factor.
I haven't heard it's a bad movie.
I heard it's the most like middle of the road uninteresting thing ever made.
Yeah.
Like, the reason to watch it is Jack Black saying stupid shit all movie. Which, Jackson, we should talk about that. Kaya, I don't know if you said you could make it, but Jackson and I, we figured we would give you folks at home time to catch up, time to go generate this to the biggest movie ever. Jackson and I are going to be watching the unfinished, non-special effects version of the Minecraft movie that got leaked. And next week's episode, we're going to be talking about what we actually think of the movie and that. But there's a cat's butthole cut of Minecraft out there. And Kaya, you're more than welcome to join us, but we're gonna take it a watch.
Yeah, I forgot when. It depends on when you guys.
So without
do
the VFX,
I actually checked it out. It does have special effects. They're just placeholder
Very
effects,
bad.
so it's even better. Like,
fuck yeah, it is.
The green screen isn't really being used, so you see, like, you know how people on like Zoom calls, when they have a really shitty green screen wearing their hair, you can still see all the blue and green. That's what it looks like, and all the 3D stuff is like, it looks like somebody just used the default cube in Blender and they kind of modified it and painted it pink, and that's all the monsters. So it's actually kind of even better than having no special effects at all. It's like bad effects. It looks like a high school project that two kids made.
I'm excited.
So we might record it and put it up on Patreon and the membership side as well if it ends up being very funny.
How are we?
No,
if you do watch it though. Like, how are we gonna?
So the easiest way I found, the easiest way that I found to avoid copyright, they kind of do have to find it, or they could just watch the original movie, I guess. But we'll just have a time code running through the audio. There's a way to do that where people can sync up their time code of the movie with our audio. We could do something like that.
Type sync at the start.
Syncing isn't the issue. It's just people, like, you can't just pirate the movie. You have to specifically find this one version of it that's called.
They can do it.
Maybe we'll just link a fucking torrent on the post.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a horrible idea. Yeah.
Anyway, official.men and patreon.com/theofficialpodcast if you want to watch
try your best to find the non-special effects version, or if you have to, watch the regular version. I'm sure that'll be some
close
kind
enough.
of
And imagine it like 10 times worse.
Yeah, and we'll record our reaction to watching it. We wanted to give you this week, if you haven't seen it, so we don't spoil it or ruin the magic for you. Go see it in the theater if you're a wacky child. But next week, we'll be talking about that. So it should be fun.
That's going to do it for this episode, though. We got to run. We got to continue talking for the Patreon episode, the official, our membership site episode, the After Dark version of this before the end of the day. So we're going to go do that now. You can join us over at patreon.com/theofficialpodcast or official.men. Join us and you get exclusive ad-free content, early access to all of our shows, including Red Thread. So go over there, check it out. We hope you enjoy it. You can watch the Minecraft movie with us, not the movie itself, but with us soon. So yeah, join up. We'll see you soon. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Do it. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.